Hey, welcome back to Left 4 Dead Garage. We'll do a little bit on the 54 in this video. That racket you're hearing in the background maybe is my drill running. I'm priming the system on this thing. I would like to hear it run. The owner would like to hear it run. So now's a pretty good time. I've got the radiator in. I had the lower neck down there moved. I did not do it. It's probably not a good idea for me to be welding on somebody else's new radiator. I don't have those skills. So have my buddy Michael come take care of that. And right now, got this priming. It's been running for a minute. I poured a bottle of zinc in it. I wasn't sure if it was flat tappet, but when I pulled the valve cover off, it is definitely a flat tappet cam. So I got a bottle of Lucas zinc, this stuff here. So I got a bottle of that in there. And then I came up with my monitoring system here. I've got a junk El Camino that I acquired out here, and it was well worth going to get because it had 2 odometer gauges in it and an odometer like warning light or shift light or whatever. And those are actually liquid filled pro-comp gauges. So I mounted them to that magnet, and that way I can look right over there, and you can see the drill's not running that quick, and we're at like 60 pounds of oil pressure, so that's good. And then all the rockers are oiling. Everything's upstairs. I'm just letting everything get mixed up a little bit, and then I've got a ratchet down here, and periodically I'll hit the crankshaft, spin it around. And then before I put the valve cover back on, we'll make sure we're at top dead center, drop distributor in, get it where it needs to be, put a carburetor on this thing. I got the intake plugged up where it needs to be. Got an Edelbrock carburetor, so I need to mount that. And tighten this top clamp up. It's still loose, but other than that, moving along. I want to get the gas pedal mounted, and I figured this will be a prime time to just go ahead and drill the hole for the throttle cable because the carburetor will be on there. And we'll know exactly where we need to put that. I don't know if we have a throttle cable kit, but I can get one of those coming. And that'll probably be one of the last things other than whatever we're going to do for heat. More than likely, well, thankfully this one doesn't have a battery box in it like Pinky did up on the firewall, but I will do the heater core deal, the pass-through, just like I did on the pink truck with the stainless steel bulkhead fittings. So, and we won't be limited to where we can put those on this one, unlike that truck. So yeah, get the gas pedal mounted and poke a hole for a throttle cable. Run this thing. Obviously it'll be up in header, be a little loud. I don't really like doing break-ins like that because I kind of like to hear what's going on, but let me unplug this drill. It's probably ran long enough. I got transmission cooler is plumbed down there. I got the power steering plumbed. It's full. I need to top off transmission. Need to put some water in there, a radiator. Just little stuff. I'm not going to go through this whole thing because I've done break-ins and whatnot before, but I will video the running and the starting and all that fun stuff. But yeah, still got to do some brake line plumbing, which I've got the brake line stuff out now because I've been working on another car and doing some plumbing. So I need to go from the proportion valve or the combination valve back to the firewall, and then we'll tie in down there into the factory stuff somehow, some way. So, but from the block back to the firewall, I've not really decided how I want to do it yet. I think I'm going to try my hand at stainless tubing. So just for aesthetics and the look of it, I may go stainless. I don't know yet. We'll figure that out. Thankfully, I've got enough of that nickel whatever cheap tubing where I could always get my bends with that before I go junking some stainless tubing. So that's where I'm at today. I'm going to keep on messing with this and slowly putting it together, and we'll see if we can get it to fire. Well, I was moving along here trying to get this thing ready to start, and I ended my day with what looks like a clean floor, which it is a clean floor, but this is what I had yesterday. So I had thought that I had left the tail shaft, the slip yoke in the tail shaft, I think back when I did the cross member. I guess I pulled it out because the one I use is like part of a drive shaft, and it's like perfect for filleting your forehead open. And I was like, oh yeah, that thing's under there. Guess what? Oh yeah, that thing was not in there. So, bloodbath. Gotta clean that mess up this morning. So moving on, I got carburetor, distributor in, it's primed, it's happy. Plug wires, my temporary gauge setup, hoses, water neck. I went and got a 180-degree thermostat this morning, so I started putting water in it. I was just going to use straight water for the time being because, you know, stuff's coming back apart anyway. And I don't know if you can see it right now, but we have leakage. So let me show you. It looks like water pump gasket, which ain't a big deal. I'm going to try to reach in there. Actually, I was going to do that a while ago and I got sidetracked. I'm going to try to reach in there with a 9/16 socket, and maybe it's just loose, or maybe the gasket slipped. Let me fill this funnel up and I'll show you. So, yeah, I don't know if you can see it or not, but it is pouring out right there. So, hopefully I can reach in here and grab this, get a hold of one of these bolts, and snug this thing up. Like I said, that's what I was headed to do. I guess got sidetracked. So I'm pretty sure 9/16. Let me see what I can do here. All right, unfortunately, the bolts are tight. So that means I got to pull belt off, maybe that idler pulley, and we'll pull this pump, lower hose again, and put some gaskets on there. He has some gaskets in a box. I don't know if there's any water pump gaskets, and I honestly don't think I have any because I've used them all up. I will stock up on those next time I order from Comp Products. Speaking of Comp Products,
Competition Products, your source for hardcore engine parts for street, strip, and oval track. Our free catalog is packed with hundreds of product lines from the best-known manufacturers in the performance industry. Lowest prices guaranteed. Free shipping and handling on all orders over $149 in the continental U.S. Need expert advice? Our knowledgeable staff is just a phone call away. Competition Product, race parts sold by racers since 1970.
So let me pull this apart, we'll reseal it, and I'll see you back when I get it done. I found the culprit. Little gasket slip. You can see this is the bolt hole. So, and I did find, well, I had one. I found one water pump gasket, but one don't do us no better than none. So, and actually, it appears that I don't have that one anymore. I've laid it down in here, so here it is. So I found one water pump gasket. So it's still sort of early. I got stuff to do later today. It's 11 o'clock on Saturday. I guess I could run to O'Reilly's again and grab some water pump gaskets, buff this thing up, clean it up, get it ready to put back on. Probably should get a 5-gallon gas can and get some gas because we're going to do that too. All right, off to O'Reilly's. All right, back on the 54. Kind of a big day. I'm going to hear this thing run. That's the plan. Got the water pump fixed. Currently, right now, I don't see any leaks. Do you see any leaks? Because I don't. So, fingers crossed on the leaks. I got the funnel here, and it's doing its thing. I swear these funnels are a number one part of any car hobby if you do this a lot, or even every now and again. They just make life so much easier. I've had that one, probably talked about it 100 times, but I kid you not, I've had this funnel since probably like 2000, that same funnel. So while open headers are fun and I like it, on a fresh start, not so much. I mean, if it's a race car, it is what it is. And also, this isn't mine, so I'd like to be able to hear something that I need to hear that headers may hide. Kind of like the orange truck over there and the big block situation. If you remember that, I put quiet mufflers on it and sure enough, we had rod knock. So anyway, this thing has a little set of shorty or mid-length headers on it. It had a set of collector reducers in the parts box out there. So I stuck these on, and I don't know, I was just thinking that they were 2.5. They're not, they're 2 1/4. And what I've done is I've ordered 2.5 inch 45s. And this was just a lucky guess. And if those collector reducers would have been 2.5, we would have been in a problem, because I don't think I would have had enough down travel before I run into my little 45 here. Thankfully, I hoard things, as people tell me, and I had some 2.5 inch collector extensions from something. And the length on these will be very important, I believe, to get the 45 down far enough to throw the light in the floor. That way we can clear the transmission cross member and put a muffler on it. Now, back to hoarding. A couple years ago, Holly had a sale on everything, like a ridiculous sale, and I bought a bunch of stuff. It was cheap. I figured I would use it. I've not used it, but look, I'm putting it to use now. So these were Flow Monsters. I don't know anybody that's ever ran these things. The Flow Monster muffler. It's supposed to be stainless, but I don't know. That rust right there tells me it is not very much stainless going on there. So they're 2.5, and they'll slip right in. We'll take a couple of sheet metal screws, self-tappers, whatever, and hold those together. I wish I had some 2.5 inch pipe. I know I don't. All I have is some 3, and we could run them on out a little ways. The bad thing about doing a break-in in the building is, while I like working with the nose out, if you're going to run one, for me, it's better if the nose is in. That way I can suck the exhaust back out. Because now, while I'm up here, I got to blow the exhaust back by me. I would have a door that I could open, but I've parked this mill in front of it, and, you know, can't get that open. So I'm going to work on putting this exhaust on. It's going to be a little bit before I can crank it, because it's just a few minutes after 6, and if I bust this thing off right now, I will not be a favorite person in the neighborhood. So I'm gonna see what I can cobble together. Oh, let me get you caught up. I got a fuel system. This is my Will It Run from the Gremlin. Luckily there was a threaded hole there. We're just kind of loosely bolted there and shimmed up. It's holds 1 gallon of gas. Got all my temporary wiring. The bad thing about this is a lot of kind of throwaway time, like not like forward progress time, because you got to spend time to make it run, and well, that's just time that you just kind of, it goes nowhere other than hearing it run. Maybe it's not a waste, I don't know. So temporary wiring, made as safe as I could. Used the jump box, everything. Got my bump switch somewhere right here. Got it here. It's down to the starter. Battery cables ran under the truck to the jump box. And you got, where's the blue wire? Blue wire is fuel pump. One of the white wires is fan, and the other white wire is ignition. All this is out back to my hoarding. This is all from the junk wire box, and I would have more junk wire, but I actually cleaned that thing out. So then I was regretting it because I needed junk wire, just so you can kind of temporarily run stuff. And then for my coolant fan switch, we got a ground, so we'll just snap the ground on. That way I don't have to run it the whole time. And yep, only thing I don't have wired up is the alternator, which it'll run for a while on 12 volts. I may dig the battery out. Oh, I got a battery here somewhere. If I had to put a battery on it and then run the charger, we can do that too. But jump box should run it for a while. So that's where we're at, and that's the plan for today. So I'm gonna see if I can get under here and cobble some exhaust together. That way it's quiet enough-ish. And to be honest with you, Riley's opens real soon. I think it's 7. So I may run to O'Reilly's and get a stick, if they have it, a stick of 2.5. I'll see where these mufflers land, and we'll go from there, because it would be nice to get them on out here and as quiet as possible. So, all right, see you in a minute. All right, it's like 20 to 9. I can't take it anymore. kind of curious to hear this thing. Oh, let me, the exhaust. 45s are close to working. I could probably massage some stuff and get it pretty level. But I tell you, any exhaust work on my back, I never get it right. Like, you just can't look at it as good as you can standing up, and then thankfully, I mean, very thankfully, I have that lift now. So, but it looks like the passenger side is closer to working than the driver's side. The driver's side needs about probably another, I don't know, 10 degrees or more to try to get that thing level. But for what exhaust costs now, it's really kind of worth just seeing if you can do it yourself. If you can do it in some simple bends, like trying to go over the rear axle and dump it out nicely would probably be nearly impossible. I mean, without buying a bunch of stuff and trial and error, unless you just see that kind of thing. I probably just don't. But so got them dumped right there. I got both fans, that way we can blow the exhaust back at us. Got a pan under the transmission. After that slight leak, converter, all that stuff's bolted up, blah blah blah. Spark plug wires are safe and out of the way. It does have oil in it. Transmission's full. We primed it. My fan kind of wired up. Got this bungee cord on there. It doesn't hold it like super snug, but if the fan's not close to it, you can definitely feel a difference in how much it's pulling air through. Keeping it cool is the number one thing right here. Out there, doing it out there is a lot easier. I can take the water hose and kind of prop it up and run water on the radiator. Make sure it stays cool in this first 15-20 minutes. It's super critical. I stuck the Milwaukee fan right here. Probably doesn't do anything, but we got it, so might as well use it. Fuel cell's full. It's full of water. Like I said, just use regular water for this because the front end will come back off. And there's no point in putting antifreeze in it at the moment. I can always take the air hose and push all the water back out of the block. That way it doesn't just have straight water sitting in it. It's just now, okay, it's 20 to 9 now. It was a little bit earlier. At this point, I feel like everybody should be at work. Everybody should be up. It's got mufflers on it. We're in the building. The sound's going the wrong way, so I don't know. We'll see if I get in trouble. So, gauge is hooked up, fingers crossed. Let's see if I got the timing right. I ain't worried about setting the timing just right yet. We just want to try to get it running. We'll know if it's too high, if it wants to burp. So, cut the jump box on, cut this fan on. Let's spin it over, get a little oil pressure. Got a little oil pressure. The jump box may be a bad idea. I may need a better setup. Yeah, let's try it. We got fuel, so yeah, I developed a shake. Apparently transmission wasn't in park. And my slip yoke has a piece of a drive shaft on it, so there's where my vibration come from. It doesn't sound like it's running on all 8. Let me double check. One. All right, I think I'm gonna switch to a real car battery instead of the jump box. I think there's just that fan's probably gonna suck it down, and maybe that's why it was running funny. I was sucking so much voltage out of this thing, it just wasn't happy. So let me back up and punt on that. All right, while I don't like shutting them down right in the middle of a first start, sometimes that's just how it is. Probably should have checked that transmission, but I didn't really think nothing about it because it's never had a shifter hook to it, and well, you know, it's one of them things. Got us a good battery. I got the jump box hooked to it too, that way I can monitor voltage. Just kind of looking over everything. Let's see. This makes me nervous. All right, let's try it again. Oh, let me hook the fan up. Fan, 12.5 volts. Let's try it again. I can't take it no more. I can't see. All right, so that was about 10 minutes. I can't see. It does not sound like it's running on all 8 on the idle. What fell out? Oh, that was the screw for the power. I'll just leave it right there. It got up to about 190, so not bad. We had 60, 70 pounds of oil pressure, so I'm gonna let it sit for a minute, check the oil. I don't have my temp. I have a temp gun. My battery's dead, or I could check the header tubes. And I also need to turn that idle up some. That way, maybe that's what it is. Just the idle's just too low. All right, I did have an oil leak. Not a major one. Right there. Transmission fluid's from me. Well, this spot beside the paper is for me. I don't know what that spot where that messed up lock washer is. Maybe I need to. And then that oil spot over there on the driver's side, that's where I unhooked the oil line and made sure it was all tight. Topped off all the fluids, power steering, transmission oil, about a quart low on oil, so I added that. It's cooled down to about 160. What else? Got that idle screw cranked up. Let's see if we can run it again. Do not do this alone, because there may be a leak that you need to know about. Well, you need to know about all leaks, but it's like I believe I have a power steering leak, unless I spilled it. We'll investigate that. I don't think we're leaking any water, but anyway, don't do this break-in stuff alone, because you need another set of eyes to run and get the hose or tell you got a leak or tighten stuff up as you go, because you really don't want to shut this thing down in that first 10-15 minutes. So I'm gonna fire it back up, keep the RPMs up again, just, you know, give it another chance to live, because flat tap at cam, this is a giant gamble. All right, I believe I've had a vacuum leak. Let me turn everything back on here. Rocker arm noise. I don't know what that was. Oh, never mind, nothing. go back to the valve. Well, I didn't have this fan on unless it went dead. Nope. All right, well, other than apparently a little rocker arm noise, which pull the valve cover and check that out, everything seems fine. So it's probably got about 30 minutes of runtime on it. Hopefully everything's all happy and good and settled in where it needs to be, and it'll be that way until, you know, hopefully never have to look at it on the inside again. Water temperature stayed good and the oil pressure looked good, so I do have a leak, but I believe it is my fitting in the back of the block for my oil pressure gauge. So, but anyway, I think that'll do it. Got a seat for it, got to mock that up. I think that may be my next video, is seeing if we can figure out how to do that. I'll cover what the seat is, where it came from, how to get them maybe, and how we're gonna go about mounting it. Still got to get a throttle cable. Need to do some brake line plumbing, and then get this thing on the lift so I can weld everything on the bottom, the floor brace and all that. And then once we get the seat mounted, get most of all the holes put in the cab and welded up, and whatever else we need to do, and get this cab pulled back off. That means the pedals, master, booster, steering column, strip it all back down. That way we can send it to wherever it's going to get the cab interior paint work done. So, but yeah, I think that'll do it for this one. Thanks for watching Left 4 Dead Garage. We'll see you on the next one.